You guys, it's finally here! Not only am I bringing you your April predictions and horoscopes in this video, but this is also the official launch of my Below the Surface Oracle deck, also known as the BTS deck, which I am so beyond proud to have created and published. I'm crying a little bit. You guys know I've published 2 other tarot decks and an oracle deck, so this will be my 4th deck that I've published. And you guys, the thing is, I've been a lot more quiet. Of course, I've been posting on my YouTube and Instagram, but I have gone through and overcome some huge trials and tribulations in my personal life. And this deck is like the culmination. It's like marking a fresh cycle and a new beginning, a new chapter for us on this channel, because you guys, I will be taking my content up a notch for you. I love you guys. I love creating content, and thank you guys so much for giving me the opportunity to be here, to be me, and to be able to create these beautiful decks that can help each and every one of you on your journey to healing, self-discovery, and getting to self-acceptance and eventually pure self-love. So many of you already own either the Gentle Heart Tarot deck, the Pastel Journey Tarot, or the Wild Muse Oracle deck, and you guys know quality is the most important thing to me when it comes to my decks. And this is the most insane value for your money, mesmerizing, beautiful va-va-voom deck that I have created so far. It comes with a stunning high quality magnet box. And the thing that makes this Oracle deck so special is that it not only comes with a guidebook and the cards, of course, but this Oracle deck also comes with a journal. So you can properly document your self-discovery journey. The guidebook, of course, is very high quality and comes in full color for you, and also has these holographic edges. And actually the same goes for the journal. It has these holographic edges, but the paper is a little different, so it's easy for you to write and document your journey in your journal. The cards are, of course, a custom size because I want them to fit in everyone's hand super easily and comfortably. They shuffle like a dream. I mean, you can really hear my tarot and oracle decks and other decks. It's magical. I don't know how else to describe it. And any of you who already own my decks, please back me up in the comment section, because you guys know I don't play with the details. All content of this entire deck, from the box to the cards to the booklets, they have all of these little holographic stars, holographic gilded edges. I mean, even the fronts of the cards all have different kind of iridescent, glittery details. And the inside of the box has affirmations as well as more holographic details. And of course, a high quality soft tray for your cards to lay in. That way they're protected and you can enjoy this deck for years to come. So the Below the Surface Oracle deck, of course, is ocean themed. You guys helped me design the back of these cards. You remember on my Instagram, I did a poll, and first we only had the whales, and then there was also an option with the koi, and I asked you guys which card back you like best, and literally the poll was 50-50, so I ended up designing a little fusion of both card backs. So regardless of which card back you voted for, you'll be satisfied with the end product. As you guys can tell, I am very excited for each and every one of you to receive this deck. All of you who have placed your pre-orders will of course get a guaranteed delivery of your deck. However, please be a little patient with me during this launch, as there are a lot of pre-orders that are going out. And if you didn't pre-order this deck, don't say I didn't tell you so. Get it now. The link is in the description box. I only have very limited and exclusive availability in my store, BowLife. And once this deck is gone, it's gone. I don't know when it's coming back, if it's coming back. So if you want to add this stunning, unique, ocean-themed oracle deck to your collection, now's your chance before it sells out. All the relevant links are in the description box. And if you want to see the cards, I use them throughout this video. And if you really love crystals, make sure that you add the Celestine, which is this beautiful matching baby blue crystal, to your oracle deck order during the launch, because this is another option that's only available now. These crystals are all amazing quality and ethically sourced, and I don't have very many left. So if you feel drawn to this crystal, pick the deck option that comes with the Celestine, because right now you get both at an amazing deal. You guys, I'm about to get into the video. Thank you so much much for your continued love and support here on my channel, my Instagram, with my store. It's only thanks to you that me and my beautiful illustrator Anna are able to create these decks, and I'm able to self-publish them exactly how you want these decks. There's no big corporation trying to make anything more mainstream. Everything is mine and your creative vision. When I ask you guys what you like, and I add all of the finishing touches that I love and want you guys to have, and that makes for these authentic, high quality decks that I've got on Bow Life. I will always be eternally grateful to each and every one of you from the Unicorn fam for allowing me the opportunity to serve you in this way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you all so much. Hello all my beautiful little unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you're on my channel, my name is Vanessa Somuayina and I'd like to welcome you into the fam. So you guys, today's video is all about your April predictions and horoscopes. So if you want to figure out what's coming towards you during the month of April, just keep watching. So how this video works is that there are two parts to your April predictions. For part one, you get to pick from 3 different symbols, which I will introduce you to in just a moment's time. And what you do is select a symbol that you feel drawn to, and then click the corresponding timestamp, and you will be fast forwarded to the relevant part of this video in which you can listen to part 1 of your April prediction. And once you've received part 1 of your April prediction, you get to scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac sign, and you will be fast forwarded to part 2 of your April horoscope. And that makes for a complete and highly personalized April prediction. Now, of course, you're going to want to watch your sun sign. And for all of you astrology geeks who know about their moon sign and their rising sign, I recommend that you tune into those signs as well, just to get a reading that is as well-rounded as it possibly can be. But now, as promised, allow me to introduce you to the 3 symbols. So these are the 3 symbols that you get to choose from in order to receive your April predictions. I will give you a little moment of privacy so you can meditate on the 3 symbols and make sure that you pick the right one for you. If you're a little unsure or you can't make up your mind, feel free to tune into multiple symbols, as your April reading may be a mixture between multiple groups. All the timestamps are below, so make good use of them and enjoy your April predictions and horoscopes. Hello symbol 1, and welcome to your April prediction. I hope that you enjoyed picking the symbols during the intro of this video, but now let's move into everything that's coming towards you during the month of April. First up, using the Below the Surface Oracle deck, we've got the deep sea blind shrimp. Now this marine animal represents you using all your senses, because this creature is in fact blind, so using your 6th sense is really important. That's the message that we're getting here from your deep sea blind shrimp spirit guides. Using your 6th sense means using your gut feeling, your intuition during the month of April, not feeling as though your rational mind needs to trump and needs to be the one that you listen to all the time. You don't have to justify yourself. You have every right to listen to your gut feeling and your 6th sense, especially when making big decisions. Another thing that you're being called to do during the month of April, we've got the moray eel, which stands for waiting for it, being patient with life. That's the message we've got here in our beautiful eel spirit guide. Now, these 2 oceanic animals are kind of telling you to, on one hand, use all of your senses, use especially your intuition to help guide you and make decisions, but also don't rush yourself. If you, for example, need to decide on what to do about your work situation or even a relationship, wait for it, because sometimes you receive all of the answers if you just give things a little bit of extra time, if you just allow for a couple days to transpire. Let's see precisely what Spirit has to say when it comes to how many days you should ideally wait when you're feeling uncertain, unsure, a little depressed about making a decision. Okay, we've got 2 days. Wait for at least 48 hours, my beautiful souls of symbol 1. Give things at least 48 hours before you make a decision. But really need to allow for things to marinate and not put yourself under pressure. Next up, we've got the tiger shark. Now, the tiger shark brings the message that your ancestors are watching. make them proud. Just think about it, symbol 1. If your ancestors could see you today, first of all, they would think, oh my God, what is this screen? What is this social media? What are all these ways in which the world has changed? But they would also look at you and probably think, wow, my sacrifices were well worth it, were well invested. I'm so happy and proud that my descendant is able to live so freely with so much better health, so many more rights, if you will, or so much more protection. I see here within the common octopus that another thing that you're being reminded of for the month of April is that you can solve any problem. Your mind is your most significant advantage, symbol 1. You are smarter and more intelligent than you know, and there are so many different forms of intelligence, not just what we are taught in school, but there's also intelligence like emotional intelligence that's very important. There are a lot of people who maybe thrive academically, but when it comes to emotional intelligence, it's a little difficult for them. It's a little hard for them to really empathize, have compassion, or understand what someone else is trying to tell them. And that is where in the Mandarin fish, you are also being called to be gentle, both with yourself and with other people. Remind yourself that not everyone has the capacity to feel the way you do. Not everyone knows how to be kind or compassionate or gentle at every given moment. And remind yourself that not only is that a truth, but it's also okay for you to take steps back if needed. Be gentle when it comes to your progress and the process, symbol 1, which means that if you take steps forward and you feel as though it's just not quite it, like for example, you're seeing someone romantically, it's just not quite vibing and working out, be gentle with yourself. Remind yourself that the more situationships you encounter that aren't it, the more likely you are to find the one. Take steps back if needed. If you made a decision in your career that you're starting to feel like wasn't quite the right thing for you, again, take steps back if needed. It is so not necessary for you to overthink, to be stressed, or to put yourself in a situation that's more difficult than it really needs to be. Next up, we've got Taurus as well as Virgo. So these are two very important signs within your life during the month of April. They are meaningful. Now, Taurus and Virgo are both earth signs, so we've got strong earth sign energy. Taurus is a sign that is very sensual, patient, that is grounded, loyal, and within Virgo we've got a very practical, reliable, and service-minded sign of the Zodiac. So having these two different signs within your reading, symbol 1, I have yet to discover precisely what this means, what these individuals are doing for you. Maybe you also resonate with the signs Taurus and Virgo in some way, and we'll see precisely what impact that this energy has on your life during the month of April. So first up, we've got the purse. Pay attention to your finances. It's important around these individuals to make sure that you're keeping your purse as tightly closed as they are, or that you're being as generous as they are. So if you have a friend where you always need to invite them out when you go out for dinner, or they always forget their wallet, or for some reason you feel as though you're way more generous, don't think twice about not always being the one paying, always being the generous one. Tighten your purse just as much as they do. If you have a friend that's very generous, very open-minded, make sure that you give them that same energy back, that you don't forget the reciprocity. I see here within the vulture that there is some sort of anxiety here, that something is working against you. And I see with Taurus and Virgo that this is a type of overthinking energy where you're worried about where you stand with someone. You're kind of worried during the month of April, will I be able to make this relationship work, whether it be a professional one or a romantic one? And again, it's important, as we spoke about in the Mandarin fish, be gentle with yourself. The tiger shark is here to support you and remind you that your ancestors are watching, make them proud. Of course, not every relationship will work out, but the right one will find you and will be here to stay. Within the throne, I can see that you've got this position of authority during the month of April. People are putting a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, which is maybe also why you've got a little bit of this anxiety or depressive mood going on. on, and this worry that someone is maybe plotting against you or waiting for you to make a mistake. So understandable, symbol 1, especially when you've got a lot of responsibilities to deal with. And I can see here within the kangaroo that during such unsettled times, you are being called to plan ahead. Not just being called to plan ahead, but this is a need. This is a must, symbol number 1, for your own peace of mind. So if you want to find a bit of a quiet time, a little moment of feeling like you are in power and in control every single day during the month of April, make a little plan every day. It could be a to-do list. It could be just looking into the most difficult tasks that you don't want to look into and actually doing them, actually engaging with them. And another thing that I see that will be very supportive to you is deep breathing. Go to a breathwork class as well. This is something that I did at one point. It was so good. I want you to know here within deep breathing that there's so many different videos, blogs, where you can practice different deep breathing techniques, even just breathing deeply in through your nostrils and out through your mouth, allowing for your belly to really expand upon the inhale. I mean, just put your hand on your belly right now and inhale deeply and feel how this deep belly breath is so different to any other breath that you've taken today, and how healing and fulfilling it can be to give every cell in your body a little extra oxygen that it may so desperately need. A lot of times we can feel tired or exhausted because we're not breathing properly, because we're not supplying our body with enough oxygen. And now symbol 1 here within Soak a Bath, it becomes very clear that the month of April is a great time for you to do little bath rituals, to soak in a bath, read a book, just connect with yourself in the water in some sort of state where it's just you. I mean, of course, feel free to take a bath with another person, but this is a very intimate moment for you to relax into, and for you to also add some Epsom salts, add some different essential oils, make this a comfortable space, light some candles, and simply enjoy your own presence and allow for yourself to feel comfortable within your body. Now, symbol 1, this is part 1 of your prediction. We'll now move into the zodiac portion of your reading. In the meantime, though, leave a little bathtub emoji in the comment section to let me and others know that you chose symbol 1, and I'll catch you over during your zodiac signs portion of this prediction. Hello, symbol number 2, and welcome to your April predictions. I hope that you enjoyed the intro and picking your symbol, but now let's move straight into your April predictions, starting off, of course, with the Below the Surface Oracle deck, which I just released and launched and published. I'm so excited to use this deck within your reading. Let's see what messages that it reveals for the month of April for you. First and foremost, we have got the common octopus, which is honestly one of my favorite oceanic creatures of this deck, because the common octopus shows that you can solve any problem, any difficulty or challenge that's coming towards you during the month of April. Know that you will be able to overcome just through the power of your mind, symbol 2. Your mind is your most significant advantage. You are smarter and more intelligent than you've given yourself credit for, and just as the octopus is a extremely intelligent creature, so are you, my beautiful souls of symbol 2. Next up, we've got the Great Hammerhead. The Great Hammerhead showing up within your April prediction makes it very clear that not only will you solve problems, but you will also be able to be super triumphant and victorious during the month of April, as the Great Hammerhead states that it's time for you to get ready to win. You are stronger than you know. Even if you have to swim against the current, or as we say in German, gegen den Strom schwimmen, you will be able to do that without an issue. Yes, you may stand out, but you're like this big hammerhead in midst of all these little fish who are just going to kind of scoot out of your way, let you pass by, to going your own way, paving your own route towards greatness and success. Furthermore, we've got the olive ridley sea turtle. So here within this turtle, I see that you will move out of your comfort zone during the month of April, which makes a lot of sense as you're solving problems, which means that these are new things. If not, it would be easy. It wouldn't really be a problem, right? And furthermore, you know what inevitably must be done. That's what we've got here for April. You know what kind of fears you need to overcome, what you need to work on, what is important for you to deal with or conquer in order to really get out of your comfort zone, in order to really be triumphant and win and be victorious. And you're not going to allow for past failures or traumas to get in the way. That's one thing that I can see here within the dugong, which is all about healing trauma. Dissolving the chains of age-old pain is what I see here within April. So for a long time, you may have felt as though you didn't make as much progress on your healing or growth journey as you would like to, but I definitely see here within the dugong that actually what you're doing is healing a lot of trauma, is dealing with a lot of things that have just kind of been laying around psychologically that you didn't know existed or were even there. But April is definitely a month of healing and of moving forward for you. Next up, we've got Aquarius, which popped right out of the pile of cards within your reading. So Aquarius being part of your life in April shows that you've got this originality coming towards you. Also progressive imaginings. So being very open-minded, not being afraid to roll up your sleeves and work hard. That's the type of Aquarius energy that you are dealing with or that you are kind of portraying. But this can also mean an Aquarius coming into your life, an Aquarius that helps you overcome trauma and pain from the past, because they're showing you such a different way of being a lover, of being a friend, of being a support system of you than you've ever experienced in the past. Furthermore, we've also got Sagittarius, symbol 2. Is there a bit of a love triangle situation going on here? Well, I guess we'll have to wait till April to figure this out. Either way, a Sagittarius is very important in helping you solve your problems during the month of April. Sagittarius is a fire sign. It is a sign that brings optimism, exploration, and freedom into your life. And I definitely want you to know here within Sagittarius that this fiery sign is actually really helping you to face issues head on and be unafraid to take action. Next up, we've got deep breathing. Now, symbol 2. Breathing deeply is so important, not just for your nervous system, but also for your energy levels. Just think about it. If you're never taking deep belly breaths throughout the day and you're not properly filling your lungs with oxygen, how is every single cell in your body going to be supplied with enough oxygen to have you thriving at optimal levels? It's a little difficult, right? So take a deep breath right now. Put your hand on your stomach, on your belly, and take a deep breath in through your nose. Allow for your belly to expand and then sigh it out through your mouth, and just allow for everything to rest, to settle. Focus on deep breathing as you continue to watch this video or listen in, to just give your body a little bit of a replenishment of oxygen, at least for a couple extra minutes, symbol 2. Next up, we've got create art. So I want you to know here that during the month of April, you will be creating a lot of great artsy projects, if you will, painting, drawing, doing things with your hands. I definitely see here within create art that April is a month of exploration art-wise, not judging the art that you're creating, not feeling as though it's never pretty enough or good enough, and also just moving your body. If you're able to dance, of course, dancing like you see it on TV or in movies, dancing like no one's watching, and just overall being able to shift your energy within your body. Sometimes when you're feeling down and out or tired, all you need is to kind of shake your body a little bit. All you need is to dance a little. And I want you to know here within abundance planning that another thing we've got for you for the month of April is planning how you're going to move forward with your finances, planning what you're going to do in order to accomplish the kind of things financially in the long term that you would desire. That could be how you want to, for example, purchase a home. It could be a retirement plan, really thinking further into the future than you have in the past, and ensuring that you're kind of putting yourself on track for financial stability and planning how you're going to spend your money for the rest of the year. It just shows that you've got this big picture thinking symbol too, and planning, writing down goals actually makes you a lot more likely to accomplish them. So good on you for doing that, and know that you're already in the act of manifesting the life and the abundance planning that you desire. Now, symbol 2, this is part 1 of your reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it, but now we'll move into your zodiac signs portion of your prediction. So just scroll down into the description box, click your zodiac sign, and I'll speak to you during part 2 of your April horoscopes. Hello, group number 3, and welcome to part 1 of your April prediction. Let's get into your April predictions using, of course, the Below the Surface Oracle deck, which I just published. The link is in the description box in case you didn't see it during the intro of this video. But now let's get straight into it. First up, we've got the Mantis Shrimp for you. Now, in the Mantis Shrimp, you've got this message of not giving up during the month of April. Even when the going gets tough, even when things are challenging, you're almost there, symbol 3. You're just about to round the corner to success. Sometimes we can get so caught up in the journey being difficult or challenging that we don't even realize how close we are to success, how close we are to actually being where we've always wanted to go. Next up, we've got the Orca Pod. Now, within the Orca Pod, know that teamwork makes the dream work. Work with others to accomplish greatness, symbol 3. A great way for you to kind of keep yourself going and on track is to find like-minded individuals. And if you can't do so physically, or if you're a shy person, even just listening to podcasts or watching videos that you find healing, relaxing, and motivating can be super helpful. So what I love to listen to when I just want to meditate and just be reflective is Ram Dass chill step kind of music on YouTube. Just type it in a search bar and it'll pop up. That's really amazing to just relax and vibe out to. And then when it comes to feeling very upbeat, feeling like getting things done when I go running, I love listening to some David Goggins kind of podcasts and motivational speeches here on YouTube. Those are just some of my personal favorites that I want to give you as tips in case you're not sure what to listen to and who to connect with if you can't connect with someone like-minded physically. Next up, we've got the Hermit Crab for you, which is all about finding shelter. Your existence is enough, symbol number 3. The fact that you exist is all the reason that you need to feel good about yourself. You don't need to accomplish certain things in your career or do anything for other people to be worthy of existing or to feel as though, yeah, I can take a break. I can now find shelter. You can do so whenever you need to, whenever you feel like it, and whenever you desire for a little bit of space and a little bit of time away from everyone. Next up, we've got the Longhorn Cowfish. Now, the Longhorn Cowfish does show us here that during the month of April, you can expect a valuable gift, something shiny and new, something really fun, something that you've maybe even wanted for a while. If it's your birthday, it's clear that you're going to get something that you desired. And if this is just a random month of the year for you, know that this is going to be a great unexpected surprise gift. Next up, we've got the Walrus Calf. Your inner world is safe, symbol 3, embracing all your emotions to create a state of flow. Embrace how you feel, embrace your emotions, and know that your emotions are safe even when they're challenging, even when you feel as though there are a lot of ups and downs, when you feel as though your emotions are taking you to spaces that you don't feel are very pleasant. It is a safe space to be in because you can work through those hurts, those traumas, those challenges. You are not dealt a bigger hand than you can deal with, then you can find a way to kind of work with, if that makes sense, symbol 3. So know here that even when you feel like crying, when you feel down and out, when you feel like you need time away from the world, all of these emotions are important for you to learn about yourself, for you to grow, and to learn how to embrace every single thing that you're feeling to create a state of flow so you're not working against any part of yourself. Next up, we've got strong Leo energy. Now, a Leo person being in your life during the month of April is very meaningful for you, symbol 3. Leo is a fire sign, also known as the lion. This is a fire sign that conveys self-confidence, loyalty, as well as creativity. Leo is really a very awesome sign of the zodiac, as it definitely represents the fact that you can do anything you set your mind towards. Leo is ruled by the sun and is a very generous, fun-loving sign. And it is also a highly confident one, especially compared to the other signs of the zodiac. Now, the Six of Crystals is representative of triumph, of putting your focus, your passion, your energy onto a project and then being triumphant with that project. That's what I see here within the Six of Crystals for you for the month of April, my beautiful souls of symbol 3. Oh, we had a card that popped out of the pile, which is actually the Page of Diamonds. This shows me that any new work project that you're starting that is kind of like a field you're not used to, it's going to be triumphant for you. You're going to be better at it than you expected. You're going to be more successful than your peers, and they're going to think to themselves, how is this possible, even though you kind of didn't know at all where to start or what you were even doing. That's what I see here in the Page of Diamonds and the Six of Crystals. Next up, we've got the Two of Swords for you. Now, symbol 3 in the Two of Swords, I can see that indecisiveness is clearing up for you during the month of April, which means here that you're able to not kind of be so out of whack or out of balance as soon as it's time to make a decision. You have a very authoritative energy around you during the month of April, which is probably also why you're given more responsibility than usual. And you're not afraid to say what you want, where you're going next, and what you are willing to do, but also what you're not willing to do. Next up, the Nine of Crystals is a very clear symbolic representation that you need time to rest. Group number 3, symbol 3, life's a marathon. Don't burn yourself out in one sprint. Remind yourself of that. Know here within the Nine of Crystals that when you need time to rest and recuperate, you need to give yourself that time in order to avoid any bigger pain, hurt, physical ailment, or even mental anguish as well. So definitely understand here that the month of April comes with a lot of successes, a lot of great experiences and memories that you will create, but also at the same time, you will have to be the one who takes the lead on telling people when you just need time away, when you just need time for yourself, when you just need to recuperate. Now, the Ace of Cups is actually a card that is symbolic of new romantic beginnings, and in correspondence to Leo, I want you to know here within the Ace of Cups that this may be a sign that actually you've got a Leo coming towards you who is romantically interested in you during the month of April. Next up, we've got the Knight of Swords for you. This is a very fun depiction of the Knight of Swords, but what it actually means is you're not afraid to stand up for yourself, to say how you really feel, to communicate your opinion, even if that kind of makes you feel like you're being silly, even if that makes you feel like you're kind of overthinking things. I want you to know here in the Knight of Swords that you have every right to feel the way that you feel and to communicate that with a loved one, a lover, or a friend. Now, my beautiful souls of symbol 3, this is part 1 of your prediction. Make sure that you leave a little crab emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, that you received this first part of your reading. And now scroll down into the description box or to the top of the comment section. Click your zodiac sign and you'll be fast forwarded to the second, even more personal and intricate part of your April horoscopes. So I'll catch you over there. Hello, all my beautiful Aries babies, and welcome to your April predictions and horoscopes. So excited to get into your reading so we can talk all things Aries energy during the month of April and see what's coming towards you. First up, we've got love endures. So all of my beautiful Aries babies, I want you to know that if you're seeing someone or you're in a situationship and you all the time feel as though you are about to be single, you are in an unstable connection, Know that love does not give up or lose faith. Love is hopeful and withstands every situation. This is one thing that I definitely want you to take note of when it comes to your love life during the month of April. If you're constantly walking on eggshells or you're unsure, I want you to know here that maybe this may be a sign that you deserve more. You deserve to feel stable. You deserve to feel as though you're with someone who isn't going to immediately disappear as soon as there is the slightest bit of friction or a little challenge. However, it definitely takes someone who is like-minded and feels the same way you do in order to have a connection that can withstand any and every situation. Next up, we've got focus on love. Wow, all my Aries babies. April seems to definitely be a month of love for you, a month of looking for the good in everyone, loving people in more than just a romantic way. So looking for the good in the cashier at the grocery store, person who cut you off on the street, maybe even someone who said something to you that you didn't particularly like. I definitely want you to understand here within focusing on love, that love doesn't just need to be reserved for people who you love because they're amazing to you. Love is definitely something that you can have in connectivity to situations that are challenging and difficult. And that is probably the most unconditional way to love without feeling as though you need a certain type of treatment in return. Next up, we've got romance, but romantic love is clearly meant to be part of your April, my beautiful Aries babies. Romance shows here that you're going to lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection, and it's most likely also something that you are going to get in return. Know here that romance is in the air during the month of April. This is not just going to be a romantic month, but also a month in which you are going out, you're having a good time, potentially even dancing, and you are actually finally finding the right connection for you where you can focus on love that endures. You can focus on looking for the good in other people because you're satisfied with yourself and your own love life, and you've got some romance going on. You've got some hot, steamy situations for you. Next up, we've got the tiger shark. Now, in the tiger shark, our main message is that your ancestors are watching, my beautiful Aries babies. Make them proud. If you are in a situationship or in a connection with people who don't respect you, or you just feel like it's kind of icky, it's inexplicable, but it's not for you, think about your younger self, your baby self, or think about a younger sibling, a niece, a nephew. Ask yourself, would you allow them to be in a situation or with another human being who isn't treating them right? Would you allow them, if you could choose, to feel as though they're not good enough in the presence of another human being? You would absolutely not. You would probably axe that connection immediately. So give yourself the same kind of standards and the same motivation to love yourself, to be kind to yourself, and say goodbye to any situations in which you don't feel as though you're being cherished. Next up, we've got the flying Gurnard for you. Now, the flying Gurnard showing up in your reading is indicative that emotions are running high, which makes a lot of sense as we do have a lot of love going on here for you during the month of April. But also ask yourself if it's worth it, if emotions running high means that there are little fires that you have to put out everywhere because maybe you're feeling so emotional, so up and down, that it's difficult for you to regulate, it's difficult for you to stay calm, to keep your composure. That's definitely something that I see that you may kind of battle with during the month of April. Next up, we've got the Titan triggerfish as well as the spotted eagle ray. And by the way, these are the below the surface oracle deck cards. As you can see, they all have these beautiful holographic star details on the front and the backs of the cards. I just released this deck. I just published it. Check it out in the description box to get your copy. Don't say I didn't tell you so, because this deck has already been wildly popular in the pre-orders. So if you want this deck in your life, I would say get it now. It comes with a deck, the journal, the guidebook, the magnet box, really anything that you could need and want and desire, especially if you love the color blue and you love marine animals. So anyways, back to your reading. In the Titan Triggerfish, I want you to know here that you're being called to show off your bold side during the month of April and to make the first move, my gorgeous Aries babies. Don't be afraid to chat someone up or to actually be the one who is initiating a relationship or a connection, and give up some of these control issues. Let it go. Let go of trying to avoid rejection. Let go of trying to control whether you are in a quote unquote embarrassing situation or a socially awkward situation or not. These things will happen. It's just part of life. And when you spend too much time overthinking how you can protect yourself, it is often taking away from you just enjoying and experiencing life. I want to now ask your spirit guides precisely what your most favorable days are during the month of April. So let's roll the die for you, my beautiful Aries. Okay, we've got the 8th, which is actually a very prosperous number. It is a number of good fortune. I do want to roll another die for you. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, we've got the 5th of the month for you as well. The numbers 5 and 8 seem to be your lucky numbers during the month of April. So if you're filling out a lottery ticket or you're picking a day for an important date during the month of April, pick the number 5 or the number 8, my beautiful Aries babies. Feel free to write that down somewhere, but we will now continue onward within your reading. So I'm now using the Wild Muse Oracle deck. It feels so surreal to be able to do all of these readings with my very own tarot and oracle decks. It's really, really cool. Next up, we've got Fighting Spirit. So the month of April is definitely going to bring out a part of you that just wants to win, that's going to get through any difficult situation, and that is in a way here to fight through life, not just if necessary, but you understand life isn't easy. Life isn't easy when you're successful or you define yourself as successful and, for example, wealthy. Life also isn't easy when you feel unsuccessful or when you don't have the means to do the things that you want to do. So either way, life is in a way a struggle. Either way, life is challenging. So you might as well fight for big things that you desire to accomplish, whether it be fame, money, being as creative as you can be, and also decluttering. The month of April is bringing out a very much homemaker-esque type of vibe in you, where you're not only preparing beautiful drinks and meals for yourself, friends, and family, but you're also getting rid of old things. You're also decluttering. Now, within the jar of dreams, know that the more you declutter, the clearer your dreams become. The more you just have this vision of where you want your life to go. Don't be surprised if you end up making some sort of vision or manifestation board during the month of April. Whether you've already made one for this year or not isn't important. I see that you're kind of resetting and realigning your goals with yourself. Furthermore, and tell it like it is, my beautiful Aries babies, I want you to know here that you're outspoken during the month of April in a way that doesn't allow for people to say no to you. You're not going to back down, not in a negotiation over a price that's way too high where you feel like someone is kind of trying to, I don't want to say scam you, trying to take advantage of you, if you will. The same goes for a situation where you maybe got some sort of penalty or mark from a teacher that you just know is way too low, or a penalty for something that you didn't do, a ticket that just isn't justified. You're going to tell it like it is. You're not going to do so unless you are 100% in the right, but you're going to stand up for yourself. You're definitely not going to remain quiet in the face of injustice, and you'll come out very triumphant. Your bold side is something not a lot of people want to fight with or want to challenge, especially when they're in the wrong. So therefore, your energy is definitely allowing for you to be in control of many situations. So naturally, these control issues can slowly start to fade away, and you can just let go of overthinking situations and enjoy your month of April. Now, my beautiful Aries babies, this is the second part of your April prediction that I received for you, the horoscope part. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know below below in the comment section by leaving a little champagne emoji below to let me and others know that you're an Aries, because that's really the only way you would know, since we're not doing an Aries symbol or something fiery. That shows that you're a real one. Furthermore, don't forget to check out my Below the Surface Oracle deck that is now officially launched and published. Grab your copy, the link is below in the description box. Don't be shy to add a gorgeous piece of Celestine to your order at an amazing price, which is only available in this way during the launch sale. And of course, everything ships worldwide straight from my warehouse here in Zurich, Switzerland. So my beautiful Aries babies, thank you for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my beautiful Taurus babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your April predictions. I hope that you enjoyed selecting part 1 during the intro of this video, where you got to pick from the 3 symbols that I provided for you. But now let's move further into your reading, shall we, and figure out what's coming towards my gorgeous Tauruses during the month of April. So first up, we've got the Knight of Diamonds as well as the 7 of Diamonds reversed. I do see that when it comes to moving forward, taking the lead, it's important that you also realize what areas of your life you just need to allow to be, to sit, to kind of process, if you will, whether that be if you're having troubles in a relationship, whether there are work projects that are kind of still open that you need to complete and finish. There are sometimes phases where it's best to just let things be, where it's best to just not touch things, not continue opening a wound, not continue trying to interfere, and simply allow for things to have some breathing room, some time to process. But let's move further into your reading. We've got the King of Crystals for you. Now, the King of Crystals shows me here that we've got a very interesting development in the Knight of Diamonds and the King of Crystals. So there are 2 people here during the month of April who are interested in you. The 7 of Diamonds reverse shows that you're kind of in limbo and you don't know who you want to allocate your resources towards. The Knight of Diamonds is someone who has strong earth sign energy. Think Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. The King of Crystals is a fiery person, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They are older than you, more mature than you are, whereas the Knight of Diamonds is someone who is a little bit more young, fun, and bubbly. And I do see here that for you, this is of course great because you get to pick, you get to choose, but at the same time, it can be a little bit stressful. So the best thing for you to do is to really just focus on your career, your bag, your own personal things. The 9 of Diamonds shows me that for you, it is super essential and important to not drop the ball when it comes to your ventures in the earthly realm. Whether that is taking care of your physical health, doing your best that you possibly can in your career at your job, or ensuring that you're mentally on track. Don't postpone those therapy appointments if you haven't made one yet and you feel as though it would be good for you. Just do it, my beautiful Taurus babies. Don't postpone eating healthily, working out. You don't have to go to the extremes where you feel like you can't walk the next day, or your entire body is very sore, or you feel completely deprived of foods that you love. Do little steps and little changes. Imagine if every single day you're just 1% better. In a year, that's 365 times that you've just become 1% better than the day before. It's very achievable, and the results that amass are crazy. They're very big. Next up, we've got the Longhorn Cowfish from the Below the Surface Oracle deck, which I just launched and published. I introduced you to it during the intro of this video. So if you would like to add this deck to your collection, make sure that you check it out. The link is in the description box. So the Longhorn Cowfish shows that you can expect a valuable gift during the month of April. There will be something shiny and new given to you. This is going to be something that you find valuable and useful. And in the Moorish idol, I see that it's probably going to come from someone whom you care about, someone whom you're loyal to, someone who makes you feel at home. So a lover, for example. I see in the Moorish idol this unchangeable devotion, and it's all about where your loyalties lie when it comes to the month of April, and showing that, because I do see here that someone who really cares about you and wants to be with you is trying to show you the same. You may even receive a piece of jewelry, such as Think a promise ring, think a necklace, something that is small but valuable, very thoughtful and romantic. Next up, we've got the giant oceanic manta ray. Life is a marathon. Don't burn yourself out in one sprint, my beautiful Taurus babies. Remind yourself of the fact that there is so much to life. There's so many different facets, so many different ways in which you can kind of go through your own personal journey. Try not to tire yourself out in one sprint or in one go. I see here within the walrus calf, your inner world is safe. Embracing all your emotions to create a state of flow is the best thing for you to do right now. Whether you're struggling with being by yourself, you're going through a breakup or a very challenging time, know that even in those difficult emotions, you can find comfort in knowing that they can't actually hurt you. It's just a sensation, and you can work on sensations, especially the challenging ones. Sometimes they also are indicators of what areas of your life you maybe still have some unhealed traumas in, what areas that you should work on or that you can work on in order to just overall make your life a lot better, to get to know yourself. Because in the get to know each other card, getting to know another person can be nice, it can be very exciting, it can be fun, but getting to know yourself, that is one thing that is super important and vital for you to lead a life that is filled with peace, where you're reaching your highest potential and where you're not engaging in toxic or codependent relationships for longer than you should. Embrace your emotions, just as we spoke about in the walrus calf. Allow your feelings to surface and be accepted, my beautiful Taurus babies. Don't be afraid of your emotions coming out and surfacing, and don't feel as though this is something to be ashamed of. If you grew up in a household where, for example, crying was something that was just met with responses such as "why are you crying?" or "stop crying," or "I'll actually give you something to cry about," these types of sayings, they can be very harmful, and they can teach you to hide your emotions or to not express them properly. And I want you to know here within the heart of the matter that there is more going on than meets the eye. And rather than just pushing things or putting things under the rug, it's important for you to understand that sometimes you need to tend to needs that you didn't even know existed. And in order to uncover those, you must do the work. Oh, my beautiful Taurus babies, there's no other way to say it. You must face certain emotions, sit with them, no matter how uncomfortable that they are, until the discomfort starts to dissipate and ease. Now, I do also want to point out that in the Get to Know Each Other card, we've got master number 44, and within the heart of the matter, we've got master number 22. These master numbers are numbers of stability, while number 44 is a number of stability, of creation, of completing cycles, and the master number 22 is the number of the great teacher, of someone who is willing to learn but also willing to teach, willing to share, and someone who knows how to kind of work with others, how to integrate teachings and learnings. Next up, we've got Speak the Language of Love for you. The month of April brings loving words that have the power to change lives, including your own. So speaking loving words, not only with other people, but also with yourself, because the way that you speak to yourself is one of the most important conversations that you will ever have, my beautiful Taurus babies. So it's important that that conversation is one that is healthy, that uplifts you, that honors what you've been through, but also doesn't diminish the potential that you have moving forward. So my beautiful Taurus babies, this is your April prediction. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Make sure that you leave a little ring emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, you claim your reading, you enjoyed it, and you're a Taurus baby. Of course, don't forget to check out my Below the Surface Oracle deck linked below in the description box in order to get your copy before they sell out. And lastly, I want you to know that you are so loved and appreciated, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my beautiful Gemini babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your April prediction. Oh, we already have a card that wants to speak from the BTS deck. We'll get straight into it. I hope that you enjoyed picking part one of your reading during the intro of this video in the form of the 3 symbols that I had prepared for you. But now let's get into the Gemini-specific messages that we've got for the month of April for you. In the Ocellaris Clownfish, I can see that you are being called to protect your home and take care of your sacred spaces. Make sure that the spaces that you love and are sacred to you, whether that be your home, whether that be your office, just a space where you feel like you can step away from the world and really just relax, that you're taking good care of it, that you're cleaning it, that you're getting rid of any items that are no longer needed. And know here within the Oarfish that sometimes you also have to just be the bigger person. Your kindness is your strength. On one hand, of course, protect your home. Don't allow for family or strangers or acquaintances to make you uncomfortable in your own sacred spaces. But at the same time, remind yourself that people will most likely at some point in your life make remarks or say things that bother you, and that should not make you feel uncomfortable in your own skin, in your own home, in your own office. Be the bigger person and remind yourself of the fact that often these things are just a reflection of how that person feels on the inside. Next up, with the Orca Pod, teamwork makes the dream work. Work with others to accomplish greatness. That's the best thing you can really do for yourself and others. Just work with them. Even if they're being difficult, often the people who need love the most ask for it in the most unloving and most difficult ways. Remind yourself here that if this is someone that you want to continue dealing with, like a lover, a family member, even a child, a person who you are close to, and you love them for all of the great things. However, when they need love, it is difficult for them to properly ask for it or healthily ask for it. There are even ways that you can deal with these types of individuals without harming yourself, without feeling bad, without feeling hurt. And it's important for you to remind yourself that you will have to, in a way, be the bigger person, protect your emotions, and remind yourself here that what they are expressing or the difficulty that they have asking for love is most likely just coming from a place of being worried of being rejected. Next up, we've got the Koi. The Koi shows us here that April is just for fun. Don't take life too seriously. While there are a lot of things, of course, going on during the month of April that are going to be big decisions that you're making in your personal life and your career, know here within the Koi that taking life too seriously is going to take away from the fun. It's going to take away from the joy. So try to see the bright side always. Try to not take little bumps and challenges so seriously that it brings you down mentally or emotionally. And don't forget to give yourself time to be still. That is a very important thing for you to do, my beautiful Gemini babies. With a racing mind like yours and a lot of different thoughts, a very high communication level, a very inquisitive mind, it can be hard for you to just be still. So I would recommend that you take on a meditation practice, that you take time every single day during the month of April to be still. I personally, and also take walks as we've got here from your guides in your reading. And another thing I wanted to say, I personally have a list on my fridge with little things that I want to do every single day. So I check them off when I have done them. And it is essential that you have some sort of routine, that you make yourself proud. Just print out a very simple checklist with maybe 3-4 columns of things you want to do every day, such as meditate, be still, have fun, take a walk. Make sure that you're engaging in your creative activities as well, in creative art. So creative art is a great thing for you to do during the month of April, especially because it's going to calm you and also kind of bring out these feelings of fun, of having a good time, because you are not in a state where you feel as though, okay, I have to create something that is amazing. It's more effortless. It's more just enjoying the moment when you create art. So it has a very therapeutic effect. And the best thing is that it is close to free. Next up, we've got the Temperance card for you. Now within Temperance, take everything with a little grain of salt and do everything in moderation. That's what we've got as a message for you in Temperance. Don't drink too much. Try to find balance and find health. Try to create a combination of things that you love and things that have to be done. And know here within the Empress that what that will do for you is glow you up big time, my beautiful Gemini babies. You will feel and look healthier and more vibrant than ever when you exercise temperance, when you exercise a certain amount of restraint and a certain amount of just ensuring that you're not putting yourself through, for example, hangovers, for example, eating a lot of unhealthy foods and feeling really groggy the next day. Know here within the page of crystals that for you, for the month of April, you're going to have a lot of new amazing ideas that come towards you. You're going to have a lot of moments in which you feel like, okay, this is a breakthrough. I've got this amazing kind of intuition that's coming towards me, that's showing me what I need to do next. And I see in the Two of Cups that the month of April is a highly likely month for you to meet someone special when it comes to love, because the Two of Cups is the card of relationships. It is the card of building something with another person, romantically speaking, and the Two of Cups shows that you're pouring into one another. I want to figure out what your lucky days and lucky numbers are, my beautiful Gemini babies. So for the month of April, we've got the number 16, which is a very beautiful number. I would say it's a very underrated number. Now, the number 1 is the number of initiation. The number 6 is a number of family, balance, and generosity. I also want to see what else we have going on for you on a planetary level. So here, let me just zoom in for you. So we've got the symbol of Uranus, which stands for the unusual or unexpected, uniqueness, individuality. So I want you to know here that having this planetary aspect and the number 16 shows that the month of April is going to be different. It's going to be unique in a sense of glowing up, of finding a lot of freedom in routine and discipline, and creating like you've never created before. So all of my beautiful Gemini babies, don't forget to leave a little fish emoji below in the comment section, as we did have the koi and the ocellaris clownfish show up within your reading, and of course the oarfish. So leave that emoji below. Don't forget to check out the Below the Surface Oracle deck, which I just launched and published. If you want to see more of it, I introduce you to it during the intro of this video. Know that I'm sending you so much love. I'm excited to see what you create during the month of April, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my beautiful fellow Cancerians, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your April 2023 horoscopes. I hope that you enjoyed part 1, which you got to choose from during the intro of this video. But now let's talk all things Cancerian, shall we? As a Cancer, you are ruled by the moon. You are said to be very nurturing, receptive, as well as emotional. So it makes sense that we're starting off with the Below the Surface Oracle deck. By the way, I just released this deck in case you didn't see it during the intro. The link to this beautiful baby is below in the description box. First up, we've got the Moray Eel. So in the Moray Eel, I can see that April is going to require some patience from you. It is important that you wait for it, that you're patient with life, that you allow for things to kind of progress as they should, and that you allow things to develop slowly but surely. In the Moray Eel, I want you to also know here that being patient pays off in the sense of seeing all of the options before picking prematurely, and then kind of being able to very confidently say that you picked the best possible option for yourself. Next up, we've got the Blue Whale. Now, the Blue Whale is the last card of the Below the Surface Oracle deck, the BTS deck, and this is all about ultimate fulfillment coming towards you. Dream big, it will all work out. During the month of April, you will have big dreams that you need to kind of follow through on in order for it to work out, so you can no longer be afraid or procrastinate or kind of put things off to later. It's time for you to now really go that extra mile, put in that extra effort to get to this ultimate fulfillment. In the Mantis Shrimp, I can also see here that you're almost at that place where your dreams are becoming a reality, but it's important that you you don't give up now. That's what the mantis shrimp is all about. You're going to turn a corner pretty soon, pretty unexpectedly, but pretty soon. And sometimes when we're kind of in a place of working and going at 100 miles an hour, it can be hard to imagine that there's going to be a corner to turn soon, and then all of a sudden we're going to be there, we're going to be at the goal. But that is the message that we've got from your beautiful mantis shrimp spirit guide for you in regards to the month of April. So don't give up. Endure, be disciplined, and just keep going. Next up, we've got be supportive. Make a genuine effort to show you care. That's one really important step for you to take with friends, with family members, and lovers. Know here within Be Supportive that this is one thing that can bring you closer together with those who you care about. When you're supportive, when you make a genuine effort to remember things that are important to them, to let them know that they are so loved and cared for. And I see here with act as if your partner is here. Whether you have someone in your life or not, act as if they are with you, so you will always consider them. This is an important thing to keep in mind, especially if you are in a committed relationship, to ensure that you act at all times in a way that you can feel proud of, that you feel like you could share with the person that you're with. Because if you can't share what's going on, then maybe something's happening that isn't quite appropriate for your situation, or maybe you have to reconsider whether you're in a space where the relationship is healthy, because you want to be able to talk to your person, of course, about anything and everything under the sun. So sometimes this can kind of be an indication of reconsidering where the situation is at and maybe making necessary adjustments or seeking help in some way, shape, or form. So next up, we've got miracles and blessings. Everything has its gift. This is one thing that April is going to bring you, or shall I say, make very clear to you, my beautiful Cancerians, that everything has its bright side, everything has a gift in its silver lining, whether that is a situationship, whether that is an opportunity at work that maybe didn't turn out to quite be what you wanted it to be. Even when you are led in a different direction or something doesn't work out on the first attempt, understand that often this is the case when you are being protected from something that wasn't meant to be, when you're being divinely guided away from a situation that is just simply not for you or was never meant to be yours. Next up, we've got the lion. So leave a little lion emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you are a fellow Cancerian and you made it to this part of your April horoscope. Now, the lion is representative of acting, of being brave, of being outspoken and unafraid to use your voice and kind of roar, if you will. Another thing in the lion, as well as be supportive, is the communication aspect. Being open, speaking, letting others know how it is that you feel. And I can see here within the cup that accepting valid criticism is another thing you're being encouraged to do during the month of April. But it is also fine for you to be very selective about what type of criticism that you accept, what type of criticism that you're absolutely not going to deal with or put up with, because if there are backhanded compliments as well as criticism coming from people who you know kind of always, in a way, they say that they root for you, but it doesn't feel like it, especially when they act in a way that's not very supportive, or they're often more interested in the dramas in your life rather than the wins or the ways in which things are working out for you. And I see here within the King of Cups that one important thing for you during the month of April is to be in control of your emotions, your feelings, and at the same time, don't be afraid to express them, to express how you feel, express what's going on. And furthermore, in the King of Cups, to remember that there is a good chance and opportunity that there's a relationship here available for you with the King of Cups, which is the King of Water sign. Think to yourself, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancerian. This is the type of person who is mature, nurturing, they're emotionally stable. And the Ace of Crystals shows me that you would meet this person at a space where you are actually doing something you're passionate about. So it could be, for example, at the gym. if you're passionate about that. I know a lot of people aren't, but they're still at the gym. But if you feel passionate about it, chances are very high that you're going to meet this special someone. Also, another place you may meet them is at the grocery store. If you like cooking, for example, you may meet them there. Furthermore, in the Ace of Crystals and the King of Cups, you may meet this interesting individual just out and about at a restaurant, at a bar. Do know here that there's an excellent opportunity for you to do so. Next up, we've got the Eight of Crystals. So during the month of April, things are moving very rapidly, very quickly in one concise direction. Now, you may have set it up this way specifically. It may just be a bit of a coincidence, but either way, keep up with it and also be very outspoken and open if there's just a little bit too much going on and you maybe need to cancel on certain plans with certain friends. Just tell them that you're feeling overwhelmed, that you're feeling tired. I just did that literally, I think last night I had to tell a friend, like, hey, I'm really thankful that you invited me, but I'm kind of just going through a tough time. I just need a little bit of time for myself. So the Ace of Swords here shows me that during the month of April, you will have some really innovative, new, fun ideas coming towards you, and it's important you don't miss out on those. The Ace of Crystals and the Ace of Swords, these always mark new beginnings. That's what the Ace stands for. So definitely know here within these two aces that we've got new beginnings coming when it comes to hobbies, passion projects, but also how you view yourself, how you view your future moving forward. Next up, we've got the World card, which is actually the most favorable card of the entire tarot. So congratulations, my fellow Cancerians. Congratulations to us, really. The World card is actually inspired, well, the blue whale card in my Below the Surface deck is actually inspired by the World card, is what I meant to say. So the World card marks that ultimate fulfillment and being in a space where you feel like there's nothing that's really missing. It's like everything's kind of working out, everything is in alignment. And overall, it's like every corner or aspect or area in your life is dealt with in a satisfactory way. Next up, we've got the Judgment card. So my beautiful Cancerians, within Judgment, one thing that I can see here is this kind of inner calling to try out something new, and this kind of sense of feeling like, okay, we don't need to constantly ask ourselves what's wrong or how we can better ourselves. We can also just celebrate what we've already done. We don't always need to kind of see this hole in the ground that we're about to hop into or see everything as so grim. There's definitely a lot of opportunity to look to the future, to look to the sky, if you will, and find ways in which we can grow, be better, and just move forward without having a bit of a fatalistic worldview in certain situations. Now, the Two of Coins is indicative of finding balance when it comes to work, but also your personal life. The Two of Coins shows that this is not only important, but essential for the month of April in order for you to keep your sanity. And furthermore, also not being lulled into too many after work or after school events and activities, especially if you're in a committed relationship. Try to spend time with people who mean a lot to you rather than with a lot of acquaintances, because that will just strengthen your feeling of fulfillment. It will strengthen your ability to be patient with life. And these are all things that you definitely want to have for yourself. So my beautiful Cancerian, this is a reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Feel free to let me know below in the comment section. Furthermore, of course, do not forget to grab your copy of the Below the Surface Oracle deck. You are going to love this deck. I can guarantee you of that. It is so far probably the most stunning deck that I've ever created, and I can say that hands down. I can say with 100% certainty that any of you who receive this deck are going to be more than happy with it. You're going to actually be overjoyed. So the link is below in the description box, as already mentioned. Thank you for being here. I love you all so much, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my gorgeous Leo babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your April prediction, where we talk all things Leo with your horoscope reading. So I am going to get straight into it with my newly released Below the Surface Oracle deck. I'm so excited for you to be able to take a look at this gorgeous deck and now actually be able to receive it in the mail as well. So the link is below in the description box. Trust me, you are not going to be disappointed by this deck guidebook and journal that you receive all in one package. So here within the Mantis Shrimp, I can see that you're almost there in April. You're almost at ultimate fulfillment. That's what I see with the Mantis Shrimp and the Blue Whale. The message that we've got here is that you're just about to turn a corner for the positive and to continue to dream big. It will all work out a lot more than you realize or give the situation credit for. With the Mantis Shrimp and the Blue Whale, I want you to know that we have two very strong characters, personalities, and minds. So it's important that you remain strong during the month of April in order to work through challenges. The bottlenose dolphin shows that what will really help you is having a good time, socializing and celebrating life. That's one thing that I see in the bottlenose dolphin. The more you take time to socialize, to celebrate, to get out there and feel as though you're in your element, the more easy it becomes for you to follow your dreams and aspirations. Furthermore, in the bottlenose dolphin, you're most likely going to be invited to some sort of events or parties during the month of April, and it would be good for you to go out. It would be good for you to attend those and just be out and about in a public setting. In the koi, we have a confirmation from your guides, from your koi fish guides, that this is all just for fun. Don't take life too seriously. Don't feel as though you have to choose everything right now about your future, about what you're going to do next. I definitely see here within the koi and the bottlenose dolphin that having a good time is a huge emphasis during the month of April. And maybe you've had a rocky start to 2023, so therefore this is a great break. It's a great time for you to be able to kind of wind down, if you will, but definitely make sure that you make the most of this month, that you have a lot of fun, and that you spend as much time as possible enjoying life and socializing. Next up, we've got the Seven of Cups reversed. So it is indicative of the fact that you've got options, but you're not really seeing them. That's what we've got in the Seven of Cups reversed. So my gorgeous Leo babies, you've got more options than you're aware of or than you realize when it comes to love, when it comes to your job opportunities, when it comes to life in general. And it is essential that you make use of those opportunities, or at least learn to see them, learn to realize that they're there so you can make use of them at a later point if needed. Now, within the Knight of Diamonds, it becomes very evident that this area of your life in which you have so many choices corresponds to the earthly realms. So think to yourself, finances, health, things like that. So it is essential for you to pay close attention to the areas of your life that are quote unquote finite, like the amount of time that we have on planet Earth, like our finances, how much time we can invest in our health. I can see here with the Six of Diamonds that a big part of April is going to be generosity. So you receiving, but you also giving, being the person who others come to for advice, maybe even financial support. And when it comes to that, it is important that you prioritize your needs and your well-being. I see that in the Seven of Cups reversed, as well as the Knight of Diamonds reversed in connectivity, both to the Six of Diamonds. Now, the King of Diamonds is indicative of an earth sign. Think a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo who's floating right into your life. They've got their life together. They're the type of person who is very grounded, reliable, and patient. They are practical as well, and the type of person person with whom you can really start something with. You can build a business, for example. You are able to start a family with this King of Diamonds. This is just overall the type of stability that you needed, and it's accessible here during the month of April, my gorgeous Leo babies. But now let's move further into this reading. It feels so surreal to be able to create entire readings and spreads all with my decks. We've got the Below the Surface Oracle deck, the Gentle Heart Tarot deck, and now we're getting into it with the Wild Muse Oracle. You can find all of these decks linked below in the description box, by the way. So within 0 F's given, I want you to know here that during the month of April, there is going to be this phase of just not giving an F, so to say, about how others view you, about whether you are doing something that others would approve of or not. I definitely see this very fierce and fearless type of attitude. In claiming your energy, it becomes very evident for you that making plans in a way that suits you is very important. Making sure that you claim your time and your energy, that you let others know if you're too tired, too exhausted to come out to see them. That's one thing that you want to do here within Claim Your Energy. You want to ensure that you're using your time and energy, your most valuable resources, as wisely as you possibly could and as effectively as possible to avoid losing more time later on, or avoid having to work as much because you didn't do it effectively the first time round. So definitely know here within Claim Your Energy and the 6 of Diamonds that a lot of people will ask you for things and favors and just overall something, and it's important that you also learn how to say no. Furthermore, we've got the 9 of Swords for you. Now, in the 9 of Swords, know that sleeping patterns need to be looked at during this upcoming month. So especially if you suffer from insomnia, this would be pretty self-explanatory that you need to work on a bedtime routine, on a nighttime routine. The 9 of Swords is indicative of the fact that this can help your sleep hygiene significantly and probably also allow you to just get better quality sleep, higher quality, not just more, but quality-wise a completely different level than you've experienced in a while. Next up, within the 2 of Swords, I can see here that making a decision is important, and making a decision when it comes to your career is what needs to happen here during the month of April. You've kind of been boning this for a long time, this idea that you have with your career. Maybe for a long time you've even thought to yourself that you're not sure if you've got what it takes, that you feel as though you're dreaming too big. But the 2 of Swords shows that it's very important that that decision comes and is made of just 0 F's being given, and you instead following your passion projects, your dreams, the things that you really desire, because you can pave a way if the way doesn't already exist. There are a million people who have resorted to doing that, and why not allow yourself to be one of them? So my beautiful Leo babies, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you found it insightful and fun. Let me know below in the comment section if you did. I would like to thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my gorgeous Virgo babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your April prediction. We're starting off with the Below the Surface Oracle deck, which I just launched and published. The link is below in the description box if you're interested. But now let's get into it. First up, we've got the Deep Sea Blind Shrimp, and I hope that you enjoy adding the first part of your prediction to this part, which is horoscope based. The first one is pick a card based, where you get to pick your reading during the intro. But here within the Deep Sea Blind Shrimp, it becomes clear that the month of April is about using all your senses, especially your sixth sense, especially that gut feeling that allows you to either feel at ease and at peace, or kind of nudge you to point out something that isn't quite adding up or doesn't quite work for you. I see here within the leafy sea dragon, and everything serves a purpose, that you're giving thanks to your body during the month of April. Looking at different parts of your body that you maybe at one point felt were inadequate, or you weren't as in love with as you really should be. It could be, for example, feeling as though you're not happy with your legs, your nose, your gums, I mean literally whatever it is, but then reminding yourself that each one of these things, each part of your body that you have ever felt wasn't good enough, is so essential. It works so hard for you to be able to lead your life the way you do. Each part of your body is so invaluable and is trying its best to serve a purpose, to allow you to lead a life that is full of joy, that allows you to have this human experience. Next up, we've got the blue shark. The blue shark is representative of serendipity meant to be, and know that what's next is no accident. So serendipity coming towards you during the month of April is not an accident, my gorgeous Virgos. It is meant to be. It is very important that you remind yourself here that a lot of the serendipity coming towards you is serendipity that you've worked hard for, that you've earned, that you've definitely put your blood, sweat, and tears into. So understand here within serendipity meant to be that you deserve every bit of reward that's coming towards you during the month of April. Next up, within the ochre sea star, you're embracing rapid changes. You're fully equipped, my beautiful Virgo babies. There is nothing that you're lacking, nothing here that isn't the way that it should be, if that makes sense. So all of these changes that are coming towards you in April are meant to be, and you're equipped to deal with them. I want to figure out in a bit more detail what these changes are. So first up, we've got the bowl, plenty of material things. And one thing about these material things and the saying more money, more problems, it is really true, my beautiful Virgos. The bowl is also representative of more material things coming your way, which on one hand can be nice, but on the other hand, that also means more things for you to take care of, more things for you to deal with, to handle, to organize, to do kind of admin tasks around, if that makes sense. Next up, we've got the Ocellaris clownfish. Now in the Ocellaris clownfish, I can see that you're protecting your home. You're taking care of your sacred spaces during the month of April. So making sure that you're decluttering, doing some spring cleaning, that's what's coming towards you during the month of April. You're only inviting guests over who you know will leave you feeling like, yeah, that was a good idea. That was a good person to invite. No family members or friends, extended family members who you know always kind of make you feel self-conscious. I see here with the shark that we were speaking about those material things before, right? And the shark is indicative of you taking care, or there will be a loss of material wealth. So you have to be very careful. You have to look out for these material things in order to not lose them. As we stated earlier, more things mean more responsibility. And I see here within the rabbit that maybe some of these issues can be avoided if you're not too caught up with sensual matters, with things that are going on in your private life. That can be very distracting. It can make it hard to work, to focus on your work, to focus on the things at hand that you actually want to accomplish and deal with outside of relationships, especially romantic ones. So try to not get too carried away in the earthly realms, in the physical realms. All of my beautiful Virgo babies, I see here within Claim Your Energy that one of the most important things for you is to make time and space for yourself during the month of April, so you can do research, you can do the things that you've always wanted to do. And I also see here within Create and Progress that the more creative you are, the more you just try different things, the more you will be able to progress in ways that you didn't think were possible so quickly. Furthermore, within Create and Progress, we've also got the number 4, which is the number of stability. It is the number of creation, of making new things, and of feeling like you are steadily moving forward and pushing in the right direction. Now, unconscious games makes it very clear, my gorgeous Scorpios, that during the month of April, there will be some little unconscious games that you need to look out for. So someone may be trying to gaslight you or manipulate you into doing something that they desire or they want, or it's very important for you to be smart. It's very important for you to remember that if something just doesn't feel right, like we spoke about in your first card, the deep sea blind shrimp, you've got to use that sixth sense. If something is off, if something doesn't feel right, it's time to address it. It's time to do something about it and to not allow for anyone to play these unconscious games with you. Next up, we've got the Emperor, and the Emperor states just that. Being a leader, taking matters into your own hands, being very forthcoming with what is acceptable and what isn't, for you at least, and to be very much the type of person who isn't afraid to speak their mind. And in connectivity to the shark, it is truly essential that you are this way in order to avoid having anyone take advantage of you during the month of April. And unfortunately, in order to make it very clear that you won't be played with, you have to be a little bit stern. You have to be a little bit harder than you maybe usually are. That's precisely what we've got depicted here in the Five of Cups. You're going to have to just say what you mean and mean what you say, even if someone else doesn't want to hear it, is worried about it, or afraid of it. Don't worry about whether things that you may say may cause friction. You've got to protect yourself first and foremost, my beautiful Virgo babies. And in order to do so, you have to express your wants and your needs and your wishes. Now, let's move further into your prediction, shall we? So we've got the leap of faith for you. In the leap of faith, I can see that for my gorgeous Virgos, there is this little leap that you're going to take. Well, actually a pretty big leap. And in order to take this leap, you have to make sure that you are free of any sort of ties emotionally to someone who is wearing you out romantically and sensually. So if you are absolutely crazy about someone, like madly in love, and maybe they're also really, really good when it comes to these sensual things, it's like all you can think about, they drive you a little nuts. I definitely want you to know here that that disconnect is happening in April at some point, so you can then pursue this leap of faith into the next cycle that you're meant to be in, where you're meant to not only have more responsibility, but also more material things. You're meant to properly take care of those things here, as we spoke about in the shark, to avoid any losses. And you are claiming your energy in a way that you haven't done in the past, and in a way that just kind of exudes this vibe of, I don't have time for games. I don't have time for any kind of uncertainties. So my beautiful Virgo babies, this is the reading that I received for you. Don't forget to check out the Below the Surface Oracle deck below in the description box. And don't say I didn't tell you so, because these decks always sell out so quickly. So make sure that you grab your copy before it's too late. Thank you so much for spending this divine time and space with me. And I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Welcome back, my gorgeous Libra babies, to part 2 of your April horoscope. I hope that you enjoyed picking part 1 during the intro of this video. But now let's talk all things Libra, shall we? Also, we will be starting off this reading with the newly released Below the Surface Oracle deck, which I am so proud for you all to finally receive. First up, we've got the blue shark out of this beautiful deck. In the blue shark, know that we've got serendipity that's meant to be for you, my beautiful Libras. So what's coming next is no accident. There is serendipity that's coming towards you during the month of April in the form of riches, in the form of some sort of gift, some sort of extra material wealth. And it's no accident. It's meant to be. And one thing that I want you to know here within the blue shark is that this is coming towards you because you've earned it, because you've put in the time, the effort, and now you're reaping the rewards and the benefits. Enjoy. Next, within the orange dotted tuskfish, you're thinking outside of the box during the month of April. You have yet to discover some valuable tools, and there are so many little hidden messages within the Below the Surface Oracle deck. This is, for example, a Swiss Army knife, since I live in Switzerland and I'm half Swiss as well. So I have a lot of little nods within this deck, my beautiful Libra babies. So the month of April allows you to think outside of the box, to discover different tools and different strengths that you didn't know that you had in the past. And I can see here within the moray eel that an important thing for you, my gorgeous Libra babies, is to not get impatient. Yes, you are ruled by Venus. You can be very diplomatic, but at the same time also kind of indecisive. I mean, after all, your sign is the sign of the scale, and we know how easily that can tip. Now, in the moray eel, know here that being patient is an important aspect, and Through patience and giving certain situations time, you can make informed decisions and you can decide in a way that you will end up feeling confident in. Next up, we've got the marbled electric ray for you. You are electrifying, truly, my beautiful Libra babies. Allow your talent to do the talking. You don't have to prove yourself in any way that you don't feel comfortable. The marbled electric ray brings the message that you've got everything that you need. You're talented. You are meant to be in the position you're in when it comes to your work, for example. You are meant to have this serendipity that's coming towards you. You've earned it. You've got the credibility going for you. You've got the diplomas. You've got the degrees, whatever it is that you need. And I want you to not question yourself so much. Just allow your talent to do the talking. Just remind yourself here that got all of the talent, all of the skills, and you don't need for anyone to give you their approval in order to be the right person, the right fit for a challenging job or a position of authority or power. You've earned it. And the Page of Pentacles shows just that. You've gone through a lot of situations where you had to DIY things, you had to fix things, literally and figuratively speaking, and through that you have gained a lot of experience, you have gained a lot of knowledge, and the Page of Pentacles shows here that now you can put that to the test. Now you can add that to your resume, you can add that to what you're doing at your workplace, for example, in order to just show that you're ready for that next step. You're ready for the promotion, you're ready for the graduation to the next cycle, and you've truly put in the hours and the effort to get there. Next up, we have got the Four of Wands, which shows that you're building with someone. Look at this nice bond. Even though this Deviant Moon Tarot deck is slightly creepy and scary, as you can see, we've got two individuals who are very bonded together. They have a strong connection and they've built this nice, beautiful little home that they most likely live in or reside in, and they have created stability. They have created this knowing that regardless of what happens, this is a connection that's pretty unshakable and where they don't need to question it every 2 seconds. And now the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is indicative of inner strength. This is a card that shows how attractive as well as self-assured that you are during the month of April. A lot more confident and self-assured as usual, which also raises your attractiveness level significantly because you are in a situation where you know your worth, your value, you're not going to back down, you're not going to let anyone tell you otherwise or make you undersell yourself. As you can see, some people are in phases where that happens to them, but for you, up here, you've got the Ten of Pentacles going for you, which means that you are being strategic. You're in a position of power, and without even knowing, you may actually kind of be playing on the back of someone else without knowing, though. This is unbeknownst to you, so don't feel bad about that. And by don't feel bad about that, I mean, for example, everything comes with pluses and minuses. You may, for example, follow a plant-based diet or a vegetarian diet, and while it has a smaller impact on the environment and the animals, of course, still fields need to be maintained and fertilized, and the impact is not zero. That's what I mean by you may still be stepping on someone's toes or harming something without even knowing. You're thinking you're doing the best, which you most likely are, my beautiful Libras, but sometimes even that comes with a few little details or repercussions that we may have not been aware of. Now, the Ten of Pentacles does show here that when it comes to the earthly realms, you are ready for even bigger challenges and opportunities to come your way, be that challenges at work, challenges when it comes to creating your own business, your own legacy. And I see within Create and Progress that the more creative you get to be, the more you get to express yourself and write and paint and make music and create works of art, the more you will find that it becomes very clear what's next for you. Because the Ten of Pentacles is definitely also a symbol of completion. Like you've completed this cycle and this phase, and now it's time for you to move on to the next one. And that's where I can see here within Every Step Counts and the Master number 22 that you're being encouraged to take little baby steps and add them up. I mean, just think about it. If every single day of the year you just get that 1% better, in a year's time, you did that 365 times. You know what I mean? That really adds up. That becomes a huge number at the end of the day. So here within every step counts and master number 22, understand, my beautiful Libras, that you are meant to also be a kind of role model when it comes to taking little steps and those accumulating over time, a role model for friends, family, younger siblings, or nieces and nephews, because you're that person with endurance, you're that person with diplomacy who is very refined and peace loving. And this is something that you're meant to continue to express during the month of April. Next up, we've got Becoming Nobody, which I love this card. It was inspired by a Ram Dass documentary that I watched. I believe it was even called Becoming Nobody or so. And this is all about rewriting your story, not getting attached to who you think you should be or the story you've told yourself of who you are, because that can be just such a rigid kind of cage to be in, a rigid story. Like, for example, if you identify as someone who did a certain education and now works at a school, at a bank, at a post office, wherever, whatever it is that you do, and you identify as someone who is very freedom loving, or you identify as someone who is conservative, you may kind of want to please that story more than please what actually serves you by reaffirming that story, like reaffirming that you went to college or that you graduated from high school, reaffirming the job that you're in every single day, saying, this is what I am, this is what I do, and this is how I react. And in many ways that can serve you, but it can also make it difficult to evolve and change and grow. And that's what Becoming Nobody is about. And it's very telling that during the month of April, you will kind of escape that loop of the known and the routine of reaffirming who you are, and be able to become nobody in order to become someone new again, and the cycle to continue and to evolve. Know here that in order for that to happen, there must be sacrifices. I mean, your guides are really speaking directly to us, my gorgeous Libras. It has to be some goodbyes to old versions of you in order to welcome and explore the new parts of what's coming towards you, what's happening next, and all of the things that you're able to accomplish with this new, fresh version of yourself. So my beautiful Libra babies, we're at the end of your reading. Don't forget to check out the Below the Surface Oracle deck. It has just launched literally with this video. It's linked below in the description box. Make sure that you don't miss out on it, because once it's gone, it's gone. I don't know if there will be a reprint, when there will be a reprint, if it's even something I'm bringing back. So make sure that you grab a copy of this very limited run indie oracle deck. So I would like to thank you for being here, for spending this divine time and space with me, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my beautiful Scorpio babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your April 2023 predictions and horoscopes. So now let's move straight into your reading, starting off with the Below the Surface Oracle deck. This gorgeous deck is linked below in the description box. This is the official launch video in case you didn't catch it during the intro. But now let's talk all things Scorpio for the month of April. Now, in the Walrus Calf, I can see that your inner world is safe and you're embracing all your emotions to create a state of flow. Whether you're feeling overwhelmed, happy, whether you're going through a phase of mixed feelings, I want you to know here within the Spotted Eagle Ray, connected to the Walrus Calf, that you're letting go of any control issues you may have had when it comes to trying to control your emotions or trying to not cry, to not feel sad, rather than trying to confine things and trying to make yourself feel bad about your emotions or tell yourself that they're wrong. Just feel them. Feel all the feels. Feel everything that you're going through. Know here within the Garibaldi damselfish that there are some unexpected guests that are coming towards you. Someone will be visiting you during the month of April that you didn't think you would see. So it's also important that you let go of any control issues when it comes to your space and how it looks, how clean and organized that it is. If you want it to be more organized, simply clean it up, okay? Don't leave it during April to just be kind of like messy and all over the place and then act surprised when a guest comes by. You had it in the reading, my beautiful Scorpios. We spoke about it. No excuses. If you're not satisfied with the state of your home, your place, your living arrangement, do something about it before these unexpected guests stop by. Next up, we've got the black tip reef shark for you. Now, in the black tip reef shark, stay in shallow waters because sometimes superficial is just enough. Sometimes you don't need to go any deeper. Know here within the black tip reef shark that as a Scorpio, you're someone who can be very, very intense. You like to go deep. You're not a very small talk adjacent person. And in the black tip reef shark, it becomes evident that it's important that with some people, you control yourself and you stay in shallow waters because some people are determined to misunderstand you, to misinterpret things. So it's essential that you just keep things light. Next up, we've got the Moorish idol. Now within the Moorish idol, I can see some unchangeable devotion towards you. Where do your loyalties lie? That's one thing you should ask yourself, but also is something you will be asked of someone who has this unchangeable devotion towards you. They want to be with you. They want to spend an eternity with you if they could. And I definitely see that there are some feelings coming towards you from another person for the month of April that make you feel secure, loved, and cared for. Next up, we've got consider your foundation. Look at how committed you are to love. That's an important thing for you to partake in during the month of April, because you may think that you are very committed, but if you actually look at your actions or look at what you're displaying to friends and family or even a lover, maybe you haven't been putting as much effort in as you did in the past, and it shows, or they feel it, they sense it, and it's important that you get back to your roots of loving, of making sure that you've got a deep connection, a spiritual one going for you. A relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime that's here for you in April. We spoke about the Moorish idol and this unchangeable devotion. Now we've got your spiritual connection right here. You've got a very deep and intimate bond with another person that is evident during the month of April for you. And it's very important that you also consider the foundation upon this was built on. I see here within the union of hearts that a love connection defies explanation. So love really is inexplicable, and sometimes polar opposites attract. So don't be surprised if the person with whom you share this spiritual connection with and with whom you're building a solid foundation with and who has this unchangeable devotion towards you, don't be surprised if they are the complete polar opposite of you, my beautiful Scorpio babies, because sometimes opposites attracting just shows how open-minded that we are, how open we are to not only change, but also being challenged in our ways of thinking and our ways of behaving. And often being with a partner that is unconventional for you can really bring out the best of you. I mean, really, our guides are right here. We can't make this up, my beautiful Scorpio babies. I mean, this is just, yeah, it's very clear that we're super connected here within your April prediction with your guides, the universe, with all of the messages that you just must receive. So definitely know here that the month of April brings out the best of you. It brings out the best in you. It allows you to feel relaxed. It allows you to know that you are just that bee, if that makes any sense to you, my beautiful Scorpio babies, and you have nothing to worry about. This is a highly favorable month for you. Next up, we've got manifesting magic. So in this Jessica Rabbit-esque kind of vibe from the Wild Muse Oracle deck, know here that the month of April brings this manifestation power with it. It brings this manifesting magic kind of vibe where you know exactly, okay, like this is a good month. This is a month in which anything that I touch turns to gold. Anything that I try or I attempt, somehow I find a way to do it or to pull through with it. And overall, April is a month to look forward to, my beautiful Scorpio babies, and I'm excited for you. Now, don't forget to grab yourself a copy of the newly released Below the Surface Oracle deck. The link is below. Don't say I didn't tell you so, because I only have very limited copies. The deck may or may not come back once it's sold, so I recommend that you get your copy now, because we've only got super limited availability of it. So all of my gorgeous Scorpio babies, thank you for being here, for spending this divine time and space with me. Leave a little red heart emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here and that you represent the Scorpio fam, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming predictions. Hello, my gorgeous Sagittarius babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your April prediction. This is your horoscope portion of your April reading. I hope that you enjoyed to pick from the 3 groups that I had prepared for you at the start of this video, but now we'll use the just published Below the Surface Oracle deck to figure out precisely what's coming towards you during the month of April. So in the Spotted Eagle Ray, you've got some things that you may have wanted to control at first, but you're letting it go now. And here in connectivity to the black tip reef shark, you're staying in shallow waters with certain people. So maybe there was a person with whom you wanted to have a deep bond and connection with, but you realized sometimes superficial is enough. Sometimes you have to stay in shallow waters because there's just nothing in it for you in the end. Because after all, sometimes it is just best to let a situation fizzle out. If you've tried, if you've talked, if you've also kind of put your best foot forward and the situation is just not really improving, don't even put your energy into it. I can see here within the egg that nevertheless the month of April brings success, as the egg is representative of success assured with good plans and hard work. There are a lot of areas of your life during the month of April where you can be more successful than anyone around you, than anyone competing with you, and that's also precisely why you should stay in shallow waters, because when you spend too much time overthinking or over speaking with others who you probably won't get on the same page with ever, then you lose the opportunity to do better, right? To grow, to improve, to work hard while everyone else is talking, discussing, and kind of stuck in complacency. Now, the pale is representative of it being a time to get out of a situation, which we spoke about in the Spotted Eagle Ray and the Black Tip Reef Shark already. Any situation that you feel brings up like control issues, that you feel just overall doesn't make you feel great, it's time to get out of that in order to be successful and not waste your time. Next up, we've got the unicorn for you. The unicorn is representative of using your intuition to make beneficial changes, and that's what you're doing during the month of April, is what I meant to say, my gorgeous Sagittarius babies. And in case you didn't know, your sign is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet of growth, of higher education, as well as communication. And here in connectivity to the unicorn, as a Sagittarius, I want you to know that following impulsive urges, it's permitted during this month of April, because your urges, your instinct will not lead you astray. Yes, this is exactly what I meant to say to you. Victory in some endeavor is assured for you. Overall, April is shaping up to be a very favorable month for my gorgeous Sagittarians, and it's important that you enjoy, that you make the best of it, that you allow yourself to have these memories of this amazing time. And as we've got here in the Ocellaris clownfish, also that you protect your home. Take care of your sacred spaces. That is an important thing for you to do, my gorgeous Sagittarians. To know here within the Ocellaris clownfish that taking care of your sacred spaces is something that we are allowed to do, something that you can turn into a task that brings joy rather than it being frustrating or something that you would like to put off. Remind yourself of the fact that you're so fortunate to even have a space to take care of. You're so fortunate to even have a roof over your head. And here within the oarfish, the month of April will bring out the bigger person in you, so to say, and a lot of kindness. That is your superpower. That is something that a lot of people admire in you, how you can stay kind even in challenging situations, how you can want nothing but the best for a person even if they treat you inappropriately or in a manner that isn't as kind. mind. And I want you to know here in the Hanged Man, you are the most advanced person when it comes to perspective, when it comes to seeing things from a different viewpoint. Now, the Hanged Man is indicative of the fact that you can see things from another perspective, from another standpoint where others may be freaking out or couldn't. And I want you to know here in the Knight of Wands that this actually makes you a very, very scary opponent, a very challenging opponent to kind of stand up against, especially in a work environment. I can see that you are the type of person that others fear when promotion time comes around because you are definitely driven. You're the type of person who can see things from a different viewpoint, from a viewpoint that is very unique and special, and therefore you take action in ways that other people wouldn't in order to accomplish the desired results. Next up within Speak the Language of Love, loving words have the power to change lives, including your own. Remind yourself of this, my gorgeous Sagittarians. Loving words can not only change lives, but they can change the entire vibe of a room, of a country, of a structure, of a community. I want you to know here that the more you spread the type of energy you desire, the more it will also come back to you, and you will always be remembered as that person who made others feel really special and feel really good. Next up, we've got the heart of the matter. There is more going on than meets the eye, my beautiful Sagittarians. Don't kind of just close off immediately because you think you know what's going on. Try to see things from another perspective, from the other person's viewpoint too. And back to what you love, reevaluate your desires in April. There's so much for you to discover that you have not even considered yet. There are so many ways in which you can grow, in which you can journey to different places, literally and figuratively. So taking trips, planning a vacation, planning a getaway, that's one thing that I see here in Back to What You Love. And in Express Love Through Gifts, know here that a small token of love can convey great appreciation. And if giving gifts is your love language, that's something that you're doing during the month of April. However, if it's not your love language, but you're not going to say no to gifts, I want you to know here that there is a nice gift that's coming towards you during the month of April, as we have this gift-giving energy that surrounds you. So it's either you are the one who's in this love language of gift giving, or you're the one who's on the receiving end. Either way, something will be exchanged in your life. Here within No Strings Attached, know that April is a attachment-free zone. So if you meet anyone, don't get too attached to them. You are most likely not going to meet anyone long-lasting in April. The friends, family, and love that you have right now is going to endure through April and beyond, and there's no significant person coming in, which is why it's important for you to strengthen the existing connections, to work on them rather than throw them away, to fix whatever isn't working, and to be compassionate, to be empathetic, to be gentle, and appreciate your tribe that's just on brand with your vibe. All of my gorgeous Sagittarians, this is the reading that I received for you. I hope that you enjoyed it and found it insightful. Leave a unicorn emoji below in the comment section to let me and others know that you were here, that you received this part of your reading. And of course, don't forget to grab your copy of the BTS deck, the Below the Surface Oracle deck. Don't miss out on getting it with this gorgeous Celestine crystal. They are all so unique and come in this beautiful baby blue color, and all your decks ship worldwide. So the links are in the description box. Thank you so much for being here, all of my beautiful Sagittarian souls, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my gorgeous Capricorn babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your April 2023 horoscopes, where we talk all things Capricorn. I hope that you enjoyed part 1 of your reading that you got to pick from during the intro of this video, but now we'll speak all things Capricorn, starting off with the BTS deck, the Below the Surface deck that I'm just launching with this video. For more information, make sure that you watch the intro of this video so you can get your hands on a copy of this stunning Oracle deck. Zodiac. So first up, we've got the Flower Hat Jelly, which is all about your routine and how it matters. Are you content with it? That's a question you are being called to ask yourself, my beautiful Capricorn babies. Are you content with the current routine that you have? Be it a morning routine, an evening routine, maybe you don't have a routine at all. You just kind of get up, scramble, and try to make it to work or school on time, however it happens. And one thing that you're kind of low-key being called out for is whether this can be optimized, whether you can get up maybe 10 minutes earlier to save yourself some stress, some chaos. Maybe you can lay out the clothes you want to wear the evening before so you can be better prepared and waste less time in the morning feeling less stressed. The blue whale shows that the month of April is actually going to bring huge improvement when it comes to that, and you're going to be in the state of ultimate fulfillment, because the more you work on these aspects of your life, optimizing your routine, being content with your day-to-day dealings, the more you will find fulfillment as a whole, because overall you're so much less stressed, you're more relaxed, you can lean back and enjoy more moments. I see here within the Ochre Sea Star that you're also embracing rapid changes. Things are happening very quickly during the month of April, but you're fully equipped for any changes that are coming towards you, my stunning Capricorns. And the changes that are coming towards you are positive ones. They're bringing you to your ultimate fulfillment. They're moving you towards your big dreams. And know here that everything will work out. The deep sea blind shrimp states that it's time for you to use all your senses. Don't downplay your sixth sense. Don't downplay your inner feeling, that gut feeling, kind of like intuition that lies within each and every one of us. To you, it may be literally a feeling in your gut. It may also feel like some sort of tingling sensation in your throat when you speak. Maybe you see things, you hear things, you kind of get this little nudge when you're being called to take action in a certain way, and you can't quite explain why. That's your gut feeling. That's your sixth sense. And I want you to know here within the leafy sea dragon, everything serves a purpose. Every part of your body, of your senses, it's important, and give thanks to your body. That's the message we've got here. If you just think about it, my beautiful Capricorns, we live in a society where we kind of villainize parts of our bodies if they are anything less than quote unquote perfect, which is again defined by society standards and made to only fit a very small quantity of people. But just think about it. If you, for example, don't love your legs, or you're not quite happy with any other part of your body, maybe it's your stomach, maybe it's your arms, maybe it's your jawline, just think to yourself what purpose these parts actually serve. Your legs, for example. If you are able to use your legs to move from point A to point B, you're already so fortunate, you're so blessed, and really you should give thanks to your legs for being able to do that for you. If you're able to use your mouth to speak, why think badly about the shape of it or the shape of your lips when you have the opportunity to communicate with your loved ones, to tell them how much that you love them, all because this body part functions in your favor and exists for you to make use of. Of course, if there's something you're severely unhappy with, you can go ahead and fix it or consider fixing it, but remind yourself that there's nothing to quote unquote fix. It all serves a purpose, and it's all here for a reason. So maybe ask yourself again if it's really worth it before you decide to. But of course, no one's shaming you if you decide to change something because you just want it to look visually how you envision. Next up, we've got the marbled electric ray, which states that you are electrifying. Allow your talent to do the talking. You don't need to justify why you're in a room. Maybe you're a minority and you're in a room, be it because of your gender, be it because of your heritage, where you originally come from, the language that you speak. There's so many different things that can make you feel like you're the odd one out, but remind yourself that often that is precisely what makes you electrifying. That is precisely what makes you different and just lets the talent do the talking. While people may try to jump to conclusions or judge you in certain ways, they can do that all they want, because at the end of the day, you've got the credentials, you've put in the work, you know you're talented, and you will just allow for your talent to do the talking. Now, we've got the second house, which is the house of physical security, possessions, material values, and self-worth. The house of things, really. And this house of finances and security definitely shows here that in order to create stability in that area, you just need to allow for your talent to flow. So at your work, don't be afraid to come up with new ideas, to try new things. Embrace that. The same goes for your studies. If you're not 100% happy with what you're doing when it comes to your education, switch it, change it, let your talent do the talking in a field where you know that your hard work and talent will be appreciated, rather than where you feel like everything is a struggle because you're not as passionate about it. Now, in the first house, I want you to know that this is the house of your persona, of your identity and your physical body. It's the house of individuality because, you know, we've got the number 1, which is as people would say, selfish number. It is the number of self-image, of your approach to life. And I want you to know here, my gorgeous Capricorn babies, that your approach to life should be that you are the prize, that you are electrifying, that you can ask for what you want. And that's that. There's no justification needed. And actually, a lot of people really like and respect when you're able to do that, rather than kind of beat around the bush and be someone who you're not, or try to lower your standards without people noticing. Trust me, my gorgeous Capricorns, they always notice. People can always tell when you're lowering your standards or changing something about yourself to please them. I see here within Soak in a Bath that the month of April is an excellent time for you to kind of reset and calm your nervous system by soaking in a bath, but also just give yourself a cleanse energetically. In case you didn't know this, just being in a body of water, soaking in a bath, definitely cleanses your energy fields and allows you to go back to this kind of reset zero mode when it comes to energetic frequencies. Next up, we've got look for fairies. My gorgeous Capricorns, look for fairies is indicative of the fact that it is definitely time for you to have fun, to do something that is just a little bit, how should I say, out of the ordinary, and to not be afraid to look for fairies in the sense of going out and exploring new places and seeing if there's anything that you haven't tapped into just yet. It could be a new area of a forest, of some woods nearby. It could be, for example, trying a breathing technique outside during the month of April, just taking in the fresh spring air. Definitely know here within Look for Fairies that your guides are trying to draw you out of your comfort zone and into the wild. So my gorgeous Capricorn babies, this is a reading that I received for you. Make sure that you don't forget to get your copy of the Below the Surface Oracle deck. If you would love to have a matching natural baby blue crystal with it, just select the option that comes with the Celestine crystal. Each one of these, of course, varies a little bit in its blue shade and size, but they're all pretty big. They're actually all larger than this one that I'm showing you here as an example, and they're definitely a beautiful hue of blue. So my beautiful Capricorn babies, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for supporting the launch of the Below the Surface Oracle deck. Without you, this all would not be possible. So I'm sending you so much love, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, all my gorgeous Aquarius babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your April prediction. I hope that you enjoyed part 1, which you got to choose from during the intro of this video. But now let's talk all things Aquarius during the second horoscope for April for you. Now, I am, of course, starting off with the Below the Surface Oracle deck, which I just launched. The link is in the description box. Make sure you grab your copy before they sell out, because you guys know my decks always sell out so quickly. So there is a card that popped itself on its back, right side up for you. So let's get straight into your prediction. Let's not lose any more time. First up, we've got the parrotfish. Now, the parrotfish is about you protecting your assets. Don't be careless with what you worked hard for. read before you sign the dotted line. Make sure that you don't get yourself into any type of contracts that are unfair towards you, that will just kind of leech away at what you worked hard for, the money you worked hard for. The same goes for a home, a vehicle. Take good care of what it is that you spent a lot of time and effort and energy acquiring and creating, especially your relationships as well. Protect those. Don't be careless with other people's feelings and other people's trust. Next up, we've got the deep sea blind shrimp. This is a card that speaks of you using all your senses during the month of April, especially your intuition, that sixth sense of yours, your gut feeling, however you'd like to call it. And I can see here within the leafy sea dragon that you are being reminded that everything serves a purpose. Every emotion, every gut feeling, every imperfection that you perceive on your body, in your mind, and your soul, anything that you're not 100% happy with, know it all serves a purpose and give thanks to it, because often these things that challenge you are your biggest teachers and are the way in which you can make the most progress in your life. Next up, we've got the dugong, which is actually close to extinct, which is very unfortunate. This is such a beautiful creature. And here in the Below the Surface Oracle deck, I gave it the meaning of healing trauma, dissolving the chains of age-old pain. Dugongs have been hunted for decades, I'd say at this point, probably hundreds of years. And that is why the population has been shrinking and needs to be protected. But even though they have all of this trauma within their bloodline, the dugong still seems to be a very strong, trusting, and caring kind of animal of the sea, of the ocean. And I want you to know here within the dugong that you too can heal trauma. You too can allow for yourself to trust again, even if your ancestors were harmed, were treated poorly. Even if you have some trauma that you dealt with, you can dissolve this chain of pain. You can get rid of it. And one thing about the Titan triggerfish that you're being encouraged to do in order to make that a reality is to bring out your bold side, make the first move, be the first one to make things better, if you will, to stand up for yourself. And by making things better, I mean facing the fact that, yeah, maybe you were bullied or put down or treated wrongly, but that doesn't define you, your future. That is simply a reflection of whoever did the bullying or the putting you down. Remind yourself also here in making the first move that you can be the first one to say, you know what, you really messed up, but I forgive you. And trust me, if someone really did you wrong, they will be shocked. They will be surprised. They may even get mad if there's someone who's really kind of getting a little bit of joy out of your pain. So just watch the reaction of making the first move, of forgiving, and know here within the Strength card reversed that this actually shows how much courage that you've got. And it is indicative of the fact that you don't need hard control. The Strength card reverse shows here that a lot of people will not expect the amount of compassion, forgiveness, and care that you are able to put into a situation, even if you were wronged. But one thing about you, my beautiful Aquarians, is that you know justice will be served. Everything will come back into balance. Everything usually kind of straightens itself out again. And you understand that there's no point in harming someone or something back just because you were harmed. You know that energetically it will be taken care of. Every action comes with a reaction. Everything that we put out there has some sort of response that we will get, and you have faith in that. Now, within the second house, I see that for the month of April, where you're creating more balance is in your physical life. So the second house is the house of possessions, material values, self-worth. It is really like the house of things and finances. And I want you to know here that it's important that you find the balance between doing better than your parents or those who came before you, but at the same time also being proud of yourself for progress you've made so far, even if you're not done or it's not perfect yet. The fact that you are trying to learn, to do better, to already find your own lane, and to continue to make yourself proud. That is already one thing that puts you kind of ahead of the game without even realizing it. Next up, we've got Saturn. So Saturn is the planet of experiencing some struggles, of learning hard work and patience. I want you to know here within Saturn that the month of April definitely will bring struggles unless you show your bold side, unless you make the first move. Nothing will come to you easily. Nothing will just fly into your lap. You will have to be the one who puts themselves out there. You will have to be the one who puts themselves in a situation where they learn hard work and patience. Next up, we've got physical touch. So I can see here a physical touch can just means so much. A tender touch. Do know here that within your reading and for the month of April, physical touch is important. It's definitely something that you're being called to enjoy, that you're being called to give if you feel comfortable enough to do so, because it can really be a game changer. It can really elevate relationships. And embrace your emotions. Allow your feelings to surface and to be accepted. Embrace every emotions, all of the in-betweens. Know here within embrace your emotions that an important thing within this is to remind yourself that the more you restrict them, the more you create this kind of friction internally, if you will. So emotions really do need to be expressed during the month of April, whether you're happy with the situation or not. And that way you're also able to protect your assets and everything you've worked hard for. So all of my beautiful Aquarius babies, make sure that you grab yourself a copy of the Below the Surface Oracle deck. It is linked below in the description box. I can assure you, I can promise you, this is probably going to be the most unique, breathtaking deck in your collection. No cap, you guys know that I always deliver with my decks, and you will be able to enjoy this for years to come. And of course, use the journal to document your progress, which is just something completely new and unique when it comes to oracle decks. I've never seen a deck that comes with a guidebook and a journal, so make sure that you make use of this amazing package. So thank you so much for being here, my beautiful Aquarius babies, and I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings. Hello, my gorgeous Pisces babies, and welcome to the second, even more intricate part of your April prediction. I'm going to get straight into it. I hope that you enjoyed the first part, which you got to pick from during the intro of this video. But now let's talk all things Pisces. I'm moving straight into it with the Below the Surface Oracle deck, which also really correlates to your zodiac sign, as we've got this beautiful koi and whale illustration on the backs of these cards. I mean, just look at the details, my gorgeous Pisces babies. So the link to this deck is below in the description box. I'm so proud to have finally published it, and I can't wait for all of you to receive your copies of this limited edition deck. So first up, we've got the Broad Cup Cuttlefish, which is all about rapid changes that are taking place during the month of April. Let your flexibility serve you, because with rapid changes, it definitely do come some challenges of not quite knowing how to react, what to do, how to feel. But I want you to know here within rapid changes that you're flexible enough to overcome any kind of obstacles that may come with these rapid changes, and actually embrace them and use these rapid changes to your advantage. Now, the parrotfish is indicative of you protecting your assets. Don't be careless with what you've worked hard for, my beautiful Pisces. Try to always read all contracts before you sign the dotted line meticulously. Ask for help if necessary when it comes to these things. Furthermore, and protect your assets and the parrotfish. Try to ensure that even relationships you keep in a bubble if necessary, because being too transparent with certain people about what's going on in your private life can be detrimental. So protect what means a lot to you and what you've worked hard to create. Next up, we've got the spiny seahorse, which stands for reversed roles. I think most of us know how seahorse actually, like the male, carry out the pregnancy. So that is exactly what this oracle card stands for. It's about living your own traditions, values, and norms. That's why I created this card using the spiny seahorse. So during the month of April, you are going to be able to live your own values, your own norms. And anyone who doesn't like it, honestly, my beautiful Pisces babies, just they are not meant for you, because at the end of the day, I want you to know here in the Siamese fighting fish that your commitment is everything. Even if that requires doing it alone, even if that requires being the odd one out. If you want to accomplish the things that you desire, the life of your dreams, you will have to live your own traditions, values, and norms, and kind of forget about what society has taught you, because that doesn't apply to everybody. One size does not fit all, especially not a Pisces. Next up, we had the Orca pod that also popped out of the pile of cards, which I made space for. So here we've got the Orca pod, which states that teamwork makes the dream work. Work with others to accomplish greatness. The month of April is going to be a month filled with teamwork, filled with working with other talented individuals who have got drive, who want to get things done, who want to accomplish greatness. And know here within the Orca pod that working with others really does create a kind of ripple effect of greatness here within your tribe, your vibe. When you have the right team, the right people, the right individuals who you can create with, who you can build with, sky is really the limit, because your tribe having the same goals and aspirations, that is invaluable. A lot of companies try very hard to put together kind of a your tribe, your vibe situation. They often don't manage because they're just looking at what is on paper, but what really matters is, of course, the vibes, the energy. Even in your love life, a lot of things can look good on paper. People can look excellent when you just see them on paper, but then when you meet them in person or you try to establish a relationship, you realize that other things really matter as well. I see here within sacrifices that the month of April actually kind of brings this vibe of you wanting to let go of anything that does not resonate with your vibe, that you don't feel is a long-term situation for you. Any friendships that you don't feel could last, you're going to sever those. And I see within crystal clear that you want clarity in all aspects of your life, especially interpersonal ones, especially ones where you're dealing with other people. That's what I see here within crystal clear. It is important for you to not feel as though you are in a situation where you have no idea what's going on, where you feel as though you're not quite 100% sure if this is meant to be, if it's going to last or not. And I see here within express love through gifts that a small token of love can convey great appreciation. And during the month of April, you will receive some sort of gifts from someone who adores you, who loves you, and who cares for you, my beautiful Pisces babies. So get excited for that. Let's see what else we've got. Ask for help. This is an important message for you for the month of April. What do you really need? Be willing to accept support. If you've always felt as though you had to do everything on your own, maybe you even grew up in a household where you were not encouraged to express your emotions. Maybe you had parents who barely even allowed you to cry, who told you, well, stop crying or I'll actually give you a reason to cry. These types of traumatizing things can make it hard once you're an adult to feel like it's okay to ask for help. But do know here that especially once we're adults, it's important to ask ourselves what we really need, to be willing to accept support when we get it from others, and that it's okay to express that maybe at this given moment you could benefit from a little bit of extra aid, a little bit of extra help, whether that be emotional, financial, something else, some sort of act of service. Don't feel as though it makes you lesser of a person or as though anyone will think less of you. It actually shows a lot of strength when you are able to and willing to ask for help. So all of my gorgeous Pisces babies, this is the reading that I received for you, and I hope that you found it insightful. Let me know down below in the comment section by leaving a little gift emoji below. Furthermore, don't forget to grab your copy of the Below the Surface Oracle deck. It is also linked below. Make sure that if you want a gorgeous Celestine crystal crystal included with your deck, which has a very similar baby blue tint. This is a natural crystal. Make sure that you add this to your order as an option. You can find it all on bowlife.com. So I'd like to thank you for being here and for spending this divine time and space with me, my beautiful Pisces babies. And I can't wait to connect with you during one of my upcoming readings.